the run from inside his own 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. So Mississippi State's offense will go to work first. And Jesse, they've got a quarterback that if he can get into a rhythm can certainly make plays for his team.
Here's the thing about him, too. He's not the most consistent guy, and he's not the most talented quarterback in the country, but when he's hot, he's really, really tough to stop, David. It's important they get this guy going early.
Yeah, and it's not just him. Like, the offense has to, around him, play well. They've got to protect him. Receivers have to make plays. The running game would be good to get going, so it's got to be a team effort because then he can really be at his best.
Didn't get much done on that first play of the drive. It's 2nd and 11. They'll move the wide receiver. Out of the gun, the inside handoff to the running back. Found a little bit of running room, knocked down at the 24 after a pickup of 4. Third and 6, and they'll need a big play here on this opening drive. To the air, it's Shapen. Grabbed in the middle, it's Williams. Oh, he's got some space. And he was off to the races, and he gets it to the 45.
And this defense is figuring out early in this football game, man. They've got to be dialed in because this passing attack, it's lethal because they get it to their speedsters, and after the catch, they're really good. Got to tighten up that coverage and get those guys on the ground when they catch the football.
Use the play fake, now to throw. He's got an open man. They just gashed the defense on that one, and they've got it down to the 23.
And those aren't the guys I'm leaving open on defense. These slot wide receivers, they've got the space in the middle of the field to work. I got to make sure that I got somebody inside of him. I got somebody outside of him. I can't give him the football because a lot of times these guys, they're good with it after the catch. They got that quickness. They got that speed, and he showed some of it there.
He's going to lose a yard on that one.
That's such a great physical play by the defense because this is one of the bigger, more physical running backs you'll see in the country, and we're used to seeing him push the pile the other direction, not that time. It's the big guys up front on defense getting penetration, and they're sending him back for a tackle for loss.
They'll move the tight end. From the shotgun, the inside give. And they'll knock him down.
Well, the defense wasn't expecting that. They had a lot of guys back into coverage. That was 2nd and a lot of yards to go, and they got caught off guard. Not enough guys in the box to control that running back.
The Bulldogs come to the line on 3rd and short, trying to convert here. Trying play action. Makes the catch. Into the end zone. Touchdown, Bulldogs. You want to talk about a great way to start the game and set the tone early.
It's so nice to have a quarterback just get himself into the game, get himself established. You make a couple throws, you lead your offense down the field, you score right off the bat. Could not have been a better start for that QB.
Getting set for the extra point after putting the scoreboard to work for the first time. And he's got the extra point, and it's 7-0 to start this one. They march 79 yards on the drive, and they top it off with a 14-yard pass for the touchdown. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. He was looking for more running room, but none to be found as he stopped at the 23. So Georgia's offense headed onto the field. Our first look at them today. Hey guys, we talk about how tight ends are a quarterback's best friend. Boy, this guy may take friendship to a whole nother level.
And it's so nice to have a guy that the size, the athletic ability, and here's why it's always so good. Jesse, what do you want to do, man? Put a linebacker on them, put a safety on them. Nowadays, these guys can win, and it just really makes offense so much easier to run, and it goes pretty smoothly.
Yeah, you're right. This guy is a matchup nightmare. And it seems like every week defensive coordinators go in and they don't respect his athleticism, and it ends up burning them. They're going to find out the hard way today. If they try to play him and match him up with linebackers and safeties, this dude makes defenses look silly.
And this one will be stopped for no gain.
That back had absolutely nowhere to run the football. Actually, is he counting? I think he's counting to make sure there's only 11 guys on defense.
This crowd going to try to make life miserable for these guys. Back to pass, it's Stockton. Throwing right. And he had it for a second, but it just dribbled out of his hands.
Third and short like that on your own side of the field, you're just looking for a quick hitter. You're trying to get the ball out of your hand quickly, but the timing completely off there for the offense, and the ball falls incomplete.
Georgia sends out the punt team. First time we've seen their punt team this afternoon. And they'll get him down after the return at the 27-yard line. First play of this drive comes from the 27. First play of the drive, lost a throw. Got it in the middle, it's Winston. Didn't pick up a lot there, moved it forward just a few.
A nice job by the QB there, timing out that drag throw. It's zone coverage, so he's got to make sure he gets it to his receiver in a window to allow him to catch the ball and then turn it upfield.
Got the completion on the last play, still some work to do on second down. He's got it on the right. They knock him down, but he's got enough to get it across the line and pick up the first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. From the gun, the running back looking for room. Got the first down and more. And he's brought down after a nice gain. As we head to the quarter break, Mississippi State has the lead. And after that first quarter, let's see if these guys can get back in the game in the second. They flipped into the field and we're ready to play. So first down here as they go back to work. Looking to throw, it's Shapen. Rush is on him. Good job to toss that ball out of bounds and avoid the loss. What will they dial up on second and a long way to go? Looking to fire. It's complete to the left.
One of the things you love about this running back is not only can he run between the tackles, but he's also a weapon in this offense, catching the football.
And the Bulldogs come to the line on third and short, looking to keep the drive moving. He'll do it himself. Turning it on! Finally corralled, but not before. He picks up the first down.
This is an offense that can move the sticks in a whole lot of different ways. Now you're seeing it on the option here. Great job by the quarterback. Reading the defense, there's nobody there taking him, so he puts his foot in the ground, he gets upfield, and he's got really nice elusiveness once he's out in the open field. He shows you that on that explosive play, picking up the first.
They're looking to pass from the red zone. Pucks it out of the air. Touchdown, Mississippi State. Made the grab and then did the rest himself, and they put points on the board.
Quarterback's abilities to read the field is huge, and also also the anticipation, the timing. To be able to throw the football, Jesse, and hit a guy in stride so he can get run after the catch and get in the end zone, that was a nice job by the quarterback.
Yeah, it's critical, David. Listen, a lot of times touchdown passes aren't thrown into the end zone. You've got to read the coverage, hit the open guy, and let him do the rest.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And the extra point makes it 14-0. They march 72 yards, and they finish it by firing one in from the 13 for the score. Kickoff unit is out there again, and this crowd is feeling themselves after that last drive. Here he comes from inside his own 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. So they start this drive from inside their own 20 at the 19-yard line. From the gun, running back on the move. Into the pile, maybe got one. He stopped at the 21.
Run game is good. Balance is good. Now listen, if the run game isn't good, then you got to pass the football a little bit more. But sometimes you got to keep them honest, take them chunk by chunk.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Back to pass. It's Stockton. Fires to the tight end. He almost picked up the first down on that one, but he'll be just a little bit short.
Well, a nice completion there, finding the tight end. And what's so beautiful about that is while they didn't get the first, they were able to pick up enough yards now to make the third down manageable. Really putting this offense in a good position.
You know what they need, you know what they want, and you know what they deliver on third down. More cowbell. Nice job to get it past the sticks, and they get him down at the 35.
You love to see this on offense. Early in drives, getting that kind of yardage keeps you ahead of the chains.
Georgia coming out with a fresh set of downs. Off play action on first down. Here comes the rush, and they've got him wrapped up at the 28.
And this offense, man, they're going to have to figure something out. This is already getting out of hand, but they're going to have to protect their quarterback. They're going to have to start throwing the football and having some success because right now, they got a bagel up on the scoreboard.
And the Dogs trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. Wide receiver going in motion. Caught in the backfield, it's Bell. This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain. The Dogs need their binoculars to find that line to gain here on third down. Wants to throw, it's Stockton. Looking left, it's complete. They get him out of bounds, couple of yards short of midfield. They'll mark it at the 48, and this offense is rolling.
And that's the advantage of being a big wide receiver because now you're a big target. And on these slant routes, you don't have to run the perfect route, but you can use your size and your physicality to get the job done almost every time.
Looking downfield on first down. Makes the grab, it's Branch. And he goes out of bounds after coming up with positive yardage there.
This quarterback right now is in a groove, and he's doing a nice job in pre-snap. He's reading the coverage, and he's getting an idea of where he wants to go with the football. That's why the ball's coming out of his hands so quickly, and that's why he seems like he's in a great rhythm right now.
They just keep firing. Caught over the middle, it's Thomas. He makes the tackle at the 37. It's a pickup of 5. That's good enough for a first down.
First down for the offense.
Tune in to the Ocho. 8th play of the drive coming up. Looking to throw on first down. Fires to the big fella. He goes out of bounds, but not before getting it to the 32.
This is a tight end that not only is going to play with his hand in the ground, but he can line up in the slot as well and attack the defense vertically. He's too fast for linebackers to cover, and he's too big for DBs to cover. He's a real weapon in this offense.
After that last completion, it's second down. Motion from the wideout. Second down, they'll go to the air. Unloads it left. And the incomplete pass taking a shot on second down, and they'll be left with a third down.
I think sometimes as a quarterback, when your offense is struggling, you don't have any points up on the board yet here at the end of the first half. You're just trying to take a shot to see if your guy can make a play. And that time, he thought he had the matchup he wanted, but he has just not been able to ever find a rhythm. And this defense is making it really hard on him, forcing that one to fall incomplete.
And that defense pushing him out of bounds after a short gain.
Well, on third down, they go to the running back screen. They're able to get a couple of yards, but not enough for the first. What do?
Now on fourth down, they'll send out the field goal unit. This whole place going to see if this kicker can operate in the sea of noise. He's got it, showing off that big leg from 47 yards out.
And that's not the way they wanted to end the drive, but nice job being ready and your field goal kicker coming through and putting 3 points on the board.
So after the last drive ended with a field goal, the kickoff team out there to send it away. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Plenty of time to work, not any time to waste as they take over here in the final 2 minutes of the half. Looking to throw, it's Shapen. Finds his tight end. He'll get it across the 30-yard line. They'll mark him out of bounds at the 32 as this offense is trying to do some work.
Got like that big, reliable security blanket. And that's what tight ends are a lot of the times. They're just usually big, huge guys that if I throw it anywhere near him, he's going to pluck it, catch it, and give me some positive yards.
The Bulldogs can really attack on this second and short. Back to pass. Quick completion on the out. And he gets it up to the 36. It'll be a first down.
Nice job there by the receiver on the out route, not telegraphing where he's going. You can't be peeking to the outside, giving the defender an opportunity to break on the ball. He kept his eyes right down the field. DB had no idea where he was going, and that helped make that completion a whole lot easier.
Fires into traffic, picked off. He couldn't quite get loose on that return, but he'd already made the play, and they've got it at the 35.
Boy, and that might be the break this defense needed right before the half. You're down. You need to make a play. They can't score any more points. This one could get out of hand now. You have set your offense up right before the half to maybe close this gap.
We'll see them really hit the speed button on the tempo here in the final minute of the first half. Lost a throw on first down. Finds a man by himself. They bring him down, but the big play will move the sticks. We've got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. Now on first and goal, let's see what Georgia will do. They'll try to get it in with the run. Stopped behind the line of scrimmage, tried to put a little move on him, and it didn't help much. The offense wastes no time getting the timeout call. Defense rose up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a second and long coming. Wide receiver comes in motion. Little touch pass to the receiver. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender.
And the offense, they don't choose to go downhill, be physical. They try to get on the perimeter. Stay away from some of those defensive linemen, but you can tell DBs, linebackers, not scared. Nice job playing fast, trusting their eyes, and forcing the third down.
This defense was put in a difficult spot, but they've made it tough, and now the offense faces third and goal. And they get to the quarterback and knock him down back at the 16. We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half. Maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. Their hope for a touchdown going by the boards, but they'll try to put up 3 before going to the locker room. This crowd trying to do its part to get inside the kicker's head. And it's right down the boulevard. That'll make it a one-possession game. The lead is 8.
Man, so many more times we're going to say, go for it, be aggressive. Nice to have a guy you can depend on, and you know you're putting 3 on the board. Nice kick, nice job.
So they get the late field goal right before the half, and not much time after this kickoff for an answer. On the move from inside his 5. They make the stop on the return, and that is priority 1. You don't want some big return to give up a cheap touchdown on the final play of the half. That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin in our halftime update.
And if nothing else, a notable first half so far in Starkville. And a lot of coaches will say limiting the big plays and maybe hitting on a few yourself is key. But I'm more of a move the chains guy. Give me efficiency every day of the week and twice on Saturday. The offensive unit that subscribes to the less is more philosophy might be the one that leaves here today with a big fat W. And with that, let's send it back to the fellas at Davis-Wade Stadium.
Mississippi State will put a foot to it to crank up the second half. And he takes this from inside the 5. Able to find enough room to get it out across the 25. He's brought down at the 26. They'll get this drive started from their own 26. Starting this third quarter on the ground. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
And this offense on first down, man, they go backwards. And they've built a deficit, and they've been sluggish. And they just need something to get going, to get started, because they've kind of looked out of sorts and out of rhythm this whole game.
Looking to throw at Stockton. Fires to the right. A strike downfield. That's a kind of play that can really get you going as they have a first down at the 43. So it's not just a strong running game. The Dogs can be dangerous with those weapons up top.
And I think when you've seen Georgia really dominate in college football over the last several years, it's because they've been more aggressive, more willing to throw the football early downs, trust their quarterback, not just the ground game.
Unloads quickly. Makes that one pay off, and they finally get him down at the 38. It'll be first down.
The biggest rule change for me, if I could make one in all of college football, would be illegal man downfield. And when they run these RPO plays and those linemen start to creep further and further down the field, I would love for the refs to call those more often. It's a cheating play, basically, running these RPOs. So hard to stop. Nice execution by the offense, but probably cheating too.
Tackled almost immediately. They're well short of the first down.
I love offenses and quarterbacks that are willing to take the easy stuff. Take those easy throws that are guaranteed to get positive yards. Yeah, I'm going to take big shots down the field too, but don't forget, it's easier to pick up 2nd and 5, 3rd and 5 than it is when we start getting those long yardage situations.
They'll run play action. Hit as he throws. Just a little off. Incomplete.
And that pressure got to him quick. I mean, you talk about you want your quarterback to feel comfortable. Man, he didn't have time to feel comfortable. He didn't have time to get his feet set and get in the ground. This offensive line's got to do a better job.
If you didn't have a headache before, you've got one on the way. The cowbell's ringing on this third down in Starkville. Wants to throw it. Quarterback now breaking the field. There he goes. They finally make the stop, and he shows why he is dangerous on the run, too, and he's got a first down.
You have got to have pass rushing lane integrity when you face this quarterback. On third down, someone gets out of his gap right up the middle. It's easy for the quarterback to see. He just tucks it and takes off and picks up the first down.
completion to the right. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, nice job by the defense. That's what you're supposed to do. As soon as they catch the football, you want to limit that yards after the catch, and he went nowhere after the catch. Nice job by the D.
Here comes second down, and this crowd is turning it up a notch. Quick touch pass to the receiver. They ripped off 7 on that one. Now a third down and 3.
That's a really good job by the defense, reacting to what they see. They see the quarterback flip it forward on the touch pass. Now I got to go get it, right? Corral that football. He picked up some yards, yeah, but he didn't give up that big explosive play. And now you have to make him earn it now on the next down.
Dropping back, it's Stockton. Got it! He steps out of bounds, but not before he has enough to set him up first and goal. And on that third and short, I don't think he was unhappy to see that zone.
Nope, it's a great job by the offense. Hey, see where the holes in the zone are? Sit down. You only need a little bit of yards on this third down. Get the conversion, move the sticks.
This offense trying to quieten the crowd on first and goal, and they are not cooperating. Trying to barge their way in. And the defense stuffs the run, and the ball will remain at the 2.
Defense is about firing off, hitting the offensive guys, and staying in your gaps. Everybody knowing where they're supposed to be. You could tell the defense, everyone was right where they're supposed to be, nowhere to run.
Now second and goal, and right in the teeth of this noise. Fires into the end zone. Touchdown, Bulldogs! Quick strike through the air for the score.
The great thing about spreading a defense out, I can see where the blitz is coming from. I can see where they're weak. I can see my matchups. Nice job by the offense, spreading them out, taking advantage of their matchup, and getting in for the score.
After the touchdown, if they could get this 2, we'll have a tie ball game. The snap sets up the throw. Get it out on the screen. He's not gonna make it, and he couldn't get there to tie the game. They're coming out to tee it up for the kickoff, and that last score was a real buzzkill for this crowd. He'll start the return inside his 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. They'll start this drive from the 18-yard line. To the air, it's Shapen. Quickly complete. And he goes out of bounds after a nice pickup on that one.
Yeah, when you get that man coverage, most people are taught to have inside leverage. So that out route's there if your QB can put some air on it and throw it outside of the guy. But tight coverage, but a really nice throw on that out route.
And the Bulldogs can play this second down a lot of ways with just a few yards to go. Trying to get the edge with a quick touch pass. Works his way out to the 33-yard line before he's pushed out of bounds.
Just went with something very easy, very reliable. Flip it forward, let your receiver do the rest. I only got to get a few yards. Nice job, nice execution. First down.
And this set of downs gets started from the 33, 1st and 10. From the gun, give on the inside. And as they get into the ground, clock running, looks as if time will expire here in the 3rd. We've come to the end of the period, and Mississippi State is on top. 3 quarters are in the books. Time becomes a factor both in trying to hold the lead or cut into it as we take a look at the stats. One more period to go to see who can make the winning plays and come home with the victory. They had a chance to mull things over. Let's see how they start the final period here on second down. Wants to go up top. Bring in the heat. That pressure got to him, and he just had to chuck it out of bounds.
And we need more of this from this defense, man. They have let this guy have too much time to throw the football. They haven't gotten that jersey dirty yet, haven't sacked him. But this is just as good as a sack. Getting to him, hitting him, letting him feel the physicality of this game, and not letting him feel comfortable.
To the air, it's Shapen. That's caught. It's Mosley. He'll be stopped and forced out of bounds. Mark it at the 47-yard line, and this offense is going to work.
And you just get the feeling that this defense has to find a way to get off the field and get the football back at this juncture of the game, trailing late if they're going to win.
Mississippi State has this drive hitting on all cylinders. Takes the handoff. It's Booth. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
It's hard to run on a defense that comes off the ball like that and runs to the football like that. Good luck. No holes anywhere.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Looking to fire. And the throw out to the sideline, good for a few.
Well, the offense trying to attack the perimeter of the field in the passing game. And how about the sweet feet by the receiver on that play?
Who doesn't like a little dash of the arts with their football? A little ballet moment there. Now facing a 3rd and long from the 50-yard line. Looking to throw. They've got the screen set up. And that one looked great on the grease board, but when they blow it up like that, the defense is going to win every time.
3rd down is money down. You got to find a way to execute and get the ball out and get it to your playmakers. That was the opposite of that. They got it to their playmakers, and they got absolutely nowhere. Lost yards on the play. 4th down now upcoming.
Punt is in the air. And the return man couldn't get to it to make the catch, and the ball will bounce out of bounds. This drive will start at their own 27-yard line. They'll give it to the back. Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on 2nd down. Right back to him on the ground. Pretty good job of running to get 2 there to the 32.
How about the job by this defense? They knew what they were getting into. A really good running back. We talked to him this week. It was the main focus point of this offense. Stopping the run game, stopping the run game. Boy, have they showed up and showed out and answered that challenge.
These fans stepping up to help this defense on 3rd down. Looking for a man. It's Stockton. Got a man. It's Branch. They make the stop about 4 yards short of the 1st down.
You got to like this defense, man. All game long, great job tackling the football. Like, you throw it on the perimeter, they're coming up. They're not giving the run after the catch to these receivers. A lot of times you see so much damage done after the catch. This defense has been dialed in, and the big play has been a non-issue.
And good work by the coverage team to knock down the return man. First play of this drive comes from the 14-yard line. They'll send the tight end in motion. Quarterback on the keeper. And he avoids the hit and slides after the short gain. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense. Behind the chains now on 2nd and long. Back to pass. Pressure coming. Good job to avoid the negative play and just get rid of that thing.
I think he's showing you his experience on that decision right there. There was nothing open, so don't try to force it into coverage. You've got the lead. If it's not there, just throw it away. The head coach loves to see his quarterback make that kind of decision.
They couldn't make the connection on 2nd down. Now a 3rd and 7 to keep the drive alive. Lofts one high and deep. Oh, he dropped it. That deep ball was right on the money. You just have have to make that catch.
This is a point where you just got to be able to focus. And the critical down and distances in this game, like that third down right there, when it's a good throw, you got to make the catch. You got to be able to make that play.
Mississippi State will roll out the punt unit. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. Excellent coverage that time. Didn't give him any room to set up a big return. We're ready to get another look at this Bulldog offense. Catch in the middle, it's Branch. Good execution. They move the sticks, and they've got it at the 33. We've reached the 2-minute timeout, and time is of the essence for this offense to get things done. With the first down, they'll put it in play from the 33. Looking to pass, it's Stockton. Makes a connection. And he's brought down after a nice gain.
This tight end is such a weapon because he can line up all over the field. That time he starts in the slot, he's running the corner route against zone coverage, and he's just got athleticism and wiggle and the ability to separate and make big plays. So nice to have a target like that.
Hit hard as he released the ball on that first down pass, and it never had a chance.
Well, I know it hasn't been a tremendous day statistically for this quarterback, but his decision-making has been good enough to win this game. Hasn't thrown a lot of TDs so far, but when things aren't open, he throws it away like on that play right there. He's not putting his team in a bad spot, and that's why they still have a shot to walk out of here with a W.
And he never had a chance, just stopped cold as soon as he got it.
Awesome job up front by this defensive line, being so good at the point of attack and eating blocks, eating some double teams that allows these linebackers to run free, unencumbered to get to the football.
This crowd knows this defense needs them right now. It's picked off, and they ruined the drive with a turnover. Didn't get a ton on the return, but they've got it inside the 20 at the 19-yard line.
And what a play by the defense, right? You got the lead, but your backs are up against the wall down in your own red zone. Someone's got to be able to step up and make a play, and he delivers in the end zone, getting the INT, preserving his team's lead here late.
This drive will start from the 19-yard line. Grabbed behind the line, it's Traore. They stop him just short of the first down, but it will be 2nd and inches coming up. Timeout called there by the defense, desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible. The Bulldogs have a lot of options on 2nd and inches. They'll keep it on the ground. The clock is on their side. He's got enough for the first down, and that ought to be enough to put them in victory formation for the rest of this one. Quick timeout call by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. Quarterback takes a knee. It's really the most common type of upset we see every year. The home field advantage is so big, and especially when you have a ranked team come to town, they love to play spoiler.
Yes, and what needed to happen happened in this football game. Something good to happen early to get the belief and to get this crowd involved. And when the crowd gets involved, Jesse, it changes the game, and I think it had a lot to do with the outcome today.
I agree. I'll tell you, regardless whether this team is ranked or unranked, when their home crowd is like they were today, they're tough to beat, period. And you know this crowd and these fans, they're going to be celebrating this win for days and days to come.
That will put the wrap on things from here. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis. You've been watching another presentation of EA Sports College Football.